When one enters retirement, oftentimes it's appropriate to reassess the investment risk that they're exposed to, as well as some other risks that they may not be aware of. My guest is Jeff Gollehon in Aberdeen, North Carolina. So when people hear the word risk, typically, Jeff, I'm sure most of them just assume we're talking about market risk. But what are some of the other risk factors retirees need to be aware of?
Well, yeah, absolutely. There's longevity risk is the biggest thing. Folks' biggest concern when they retire or approaching retirement, their biggest concern is living too long, and waking up one morning when they're 95 years old and being broke. So longevity risk is one of the biggies. Long-term care risk, interest rate risk. There's all kinds of risks that exist that aren't market risk.
So because market volatility can be especially detrimental to retirees, should people in retirement be exposed to any market risk at all?
Well, it depends on the client. I would say that some clients can. It really comes down to their risk tolerance. Can they tolerate it? And some can, and some can't. There are ways to plan around it. There are ways to avoid some of it, and there are ways to tactically manage it. So they can have access to a better return, a more consistent return, while keeping risk to a minimum.
Well, finally, if you have a client who desires some growth and protection but doesn't want to assume any market risk, what do you do?
Well, actually, nowadays there's way more options than there were even 5 or 10 years ago for my clients that don't want risk of any kind. We're able to put them into different types of positions that will provide very good growth, so they can sleep at night.
That's Jeff Gollehon in Aberdeen, North Carolina. You're watching Retirement News Online.